Alright, I haven't made a video in a couple days. I did have 2 losses. Let me think. Tuesday and Wednesday. I don't even know what day it is. My kids have been out of school for snow days, so it's been a little hectic, and it's really hard for me to focus sometimes when they're home. So it's not an excuse, but it does kind of add a level of difficulty. And then we had company coming over on this trade, so this is why I kind of waited all day and I didn't really understand what was going on. So this was on Tuesday, I believe. What's today? Yeah, Tuesday. So we had this kind of trading range going on at the open. We had this massive bull bar. So because I had a good trade on Monday that kind of started out like this, I was biased to short because it was very similar setup to the day before. So basically it's a trading range breakout, and then you'll see today is actually very similar to this one. So for some reason I was thinking, trading range breakout, and then we went into, this bull trend back into a trading range, and it went on for about 17 bars. So at that point it was about 50-50. So now we're back in this trading range. We have this strong bull breakout, but what followed was this bear bar. Now 80% of breakouts fail, so even though it was a very, very bad signal bar, I went ahead and went short because of the fact that most breakouts fail. But I did not consider this context of a pretty decent bull trend here, so that improves the odds a little bit. So the trade goes on. I think I get triggered on the next bar. So the other thing that made this trade interesting was we had an outside, inside, inside bar. So basically, if you look at these bars right here, we have a little triangle going on. A triangle is a breakout mode. So we have outside, inside, inside. That is a triangle on a smaller time frame. So the market is basically building pressure. It's a flag of some kind. It's a triangle, sideways triangle. And it's breakout mode. So basically, since we broke out of this range, we didn't get very far, bad follow through, and we had breakout mode now, I was favoring of a breakout towards the downside, simply on the fact that we're outside of this small range, bad follow through, now we're in another breakout mode. So the market's going to come back here. You'll see that it got a lot of people. I think it was a reasonable trade, but the signal bar was pretty bad, and obviously I don't really know why I went under on a bull bar, but I was, it was coming close to noon, and I like to be done before 11. Typically there's an 80% chance there's a swing trade within the first 2 hours, and after that I just kind of, it's hard for me to focus that long because I'm not experienced. So anyway, here we go. So I get in this trade, and so now what we have is a breakout of our triangle. Now if this breaks, since it broke out of this inside bar, now we're in breakout. If this comes back above this, that's a failed breakout out of the triangle, and you're definitely going to go reverse. So you can see rather quick what happened. Doji, I should have got out above that doji or moved my stop to above this one, but I'm really trying to stick with not moving my stop. And just, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, because sometimes you can move your stop and then the trade actually works out from your original stop point. So now we have this bar, and then you'll see it just boop, shot through. So the way, just a small fact, the way it shot through like that, there was other stops up here. So that's why it triggers and it will kind of jump like that. So I think that was minus, I think it was around 4 or 5 points. Okay, so that was my first loss on Tuesday. I didn't trade anymore after that, just because it was later in the day and I took a loss and we had people coming over. I didn't want to risk it. So now, here was my loss yesterday. And I was basing on the fact of coming up and retesting these highs. I don't really know what I was doing, to be honest, right here. Um, I was kind of seeing it like I think I was trying to see it as a wedge of some kind, but it's clearly not. No, I was playing it like a trading range. So I was figuring we were in a trading range. We had big bear bar, kind of like a first entry, pullback, second entry. So I was looking for a second entry long going into back to the top of this range, and I kind of like was really second guessing myself. I got out, got back in, and then we had this bar. So this is not what you want, you know, coming in, because this is a big bear bar, but it had this weird doji. Now we have a strong bull bar. This was FOMC day, I think. February 1st. Yeah, yesterday. So this was in the morning. So I had 2 trades yesterday. So this was in the morning, and after this big bear bar, I did move my stop after this, and I just kind of took the loss. So I think I lost another 4 points there, 4.5. So I think I'm down like 8.5 points going up to this point. Then after, here was my trade earlier. We had 2 full measured moves down, and then also we had this was weird. I've never seen this before, because we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bear bars in a row, followed by like 6 or 7 bull bars in a row, followed by 5 or 6 bear bars in a row. So this is what happens on FOMC day. Just chaos. Absolute chaos. We have a bear channel going on here, but I decided to go long after this very strong. We had 2 measure moves. I basically was treating it like a double bottom, and 2 legs in a trading range. So we have a double bottom from yesterday, and then we have a strong bull bar after these 2 measured moves. So this trade lasted forever. I actually went to the gym. I just left it and said, screw it. Just kind of YOLO'd it. And while I was at the gym, I think it went up to like 5 point, yeah, 5, maybe 5.25. And then as soon as I got back from the gym, I was rushing home because it was coming up to the time of the FOMC report, which was at 1 o'clock. And so I was booking it home to try to hurry up and get out of this trade. So I got home, and I was like, yep, I'm just going to get out. So I moved my target to right here, was hoping it would kind of trigger, and then watch this blip. It was so close to the announcement time. Oh, shot down like a point instantly, get out. So now I'm down probably about 5. See, I was down 8. I think I got 3 there, so I'm down 5 points still. So here's today. Obviously the FOMC was insane, and strong bull breakout all the way up here. I stayed out of the FOMC at that point because dang it, this is the wrong video. So here was yesterday, and once these bars started happening, I just wasn't even gonna mess with it. The risk, you know, even if this bar right here, I know I can't move my chart, but this bar right here was probably 30 points high, and so your stop is at like, you know, 25, 30 points, and I just was not interested in that. I really could have bought right there and put like a 6-point stop loss, but I didn't understand really what was going on. It was so sporadic. It wasn't a setup of any kind. That's a straight up breakout trade, which, you know, pretty good probability in the way that happened. But I just wasn't comfortable with it, as new as I am, so I just stayed out. So today, I've been doing something that has really helped me, because I don't know if, yeah, there we go. So right here at the open, I was seeing it as 1 pullback 2 pullback 3, or you could even see it as 1 pullback 2 pullback 3 right here. So you could have went in, I mean, not on that doji, but you could have went in right here if this would have been a strong bull bar. But I've been using line charts, and I think I switched over. Yeah, so let me go back to this. So now that I switched to a line chart, you can clearly see the 3 pushes. 1, pull back, 2, pull back, 3. And that's where I did that before I got in this trade, and I started the video a little late. So what happened was we had this hammer reversal, like barely a bull body. So I was going to wait for another strong bull bar, and what happened was this bar started out bullish, then it came down bearish, and then it just started spiking. So because we had a wedge, and technically I could have took this buy signal right here, I went ahead and bought at the market, and I got filled like right here. But as you can see, I was trying to figure out a target because I knew it was going to be a larger move, and I had my 2-to-1 set to 41.38, which would have been higher, obviously a higher high than yesterday, so I didn't really know how this was playing out. So this bar closes extremely high. Crap, sorry. And I was pretty happy with that. So I switched to a line chart, and my concern was right here at the open, because we could have a double top and this could have just gone into a trading range. But because this bar was so high and it ticked above it, that means people bought above it. So there were buyers above that area. Doesn't mean it helps my trade in any way. But now we have a wedge. We have a strong bull bar followed by an enormous bull bar. So people were willing to get long right here. Obviously, that's a higher probability trade to buy above here than where I bought, because this could have just shot right back down. So we're sitting at about 8 points right now. I think I just set my target. I put it on line chart, and I think I left the computer for a while. Sometimes it helps me just to walk away, and I think it actually has gone even more. And my thought process was, if we break above this open, kind of these original stops right here for people that have went short for whatever reason during this stuff, if we broke strong above the open and hold it, that was a good sign. My concern was we were close to the EMA, so I figured it may have been a magnet towards the EMA. That was my only hesitation, and that's why I was wanting to wait for a second bull bar. But I just saw the breakout and saw it as, advantage. So I came back to the computer at this point, and so my thought process here was, okay, I'm just going to go for a measured move. So I went from here to here, and then from here to here, which was sitting around 20 points, I believe. But this is pretty climactic. I don't really know what's going on at this point because it's very high. That's 2 massive bull bars, and I knew it was going to go even higher, but I wanted to play it safe, and I took my trade and just got out at 21 points. So that's where I'm at. So total now, I don't know how many points I'm up, probably around 140 points from when I started my evaluation on the 5th of January. So that's the trading session for today.